This world is a confusing place to live. In 90s and 2000s, people were buying diesel-powered cars. And why is that? Because it was said that diesel-powered cars emit less CO2 and it is actually more panda-friendly than petrol-powered cars. But fast forward 20 years later, it was found out that diesel-powered cars are actually also emitting something that's called soot particles. And these particles are not very friendly to our lungs. And so began the age of hybrids and electrics. But since 2019 until now, people are still working on the diesel engines and they're still optimizing it and making it better. And today, here we have one of the finest example in a car. That car is Audi S5 Sportback powered by 3.0 TDI V6 with mild hybrid system.
Good day! Welcome back to the That's Car YouTube channel, a YouTuber in the making. Today we are driving Audi S5 diesel, 3.0 liter, around 350 horsepower diesel, and I think this is actually the ultimate cruiser. So because like here in Germany, this is actually the reason why Germans really love their car, because well, nowadays you can work from home, or people in tech branch, they don't need to go anywhere, they can get the work done. But Germany is kind of like how can I say this, like industry country, so Germans are producing a lot of stuff. So it's not unusual that a lot of Germans are working in maintenance and they need to go from one place to another, which is actually also my next job. So in the future I'm gonna get like my own company car, and that company car is gonna be accompanied with what we call petrol card. So it's kind of like a credit card from which you can pay your petrol or your diesel. So, and that's why the Germans love their diesels, because for example, like there's like this one video where they take the new Audi S6. So S6 has actually the same engine or the same engine system as S5, so both of them are produces 350 horsepower from V6 B turbo, and it is now with mild hybrid system. So this is like the most advanced diesel engine, so which is actually the engine that they're gonna outphase soon. But let's talk about this car and why it is actually like it's supposed to be the most lovable car for the Germans, if it's not for, well, what can I say, for the green reasons. This car should have been the hero of car industry. So we can start by the tour of the interior. So this car is actually a equipped with the glossy carbon interior inserts. So if you remember like my video of RS5, that RS5 has the matte carbon inserts inside, but this glossy carbon is actually also nice. So it's just I think like at night it can be mistaken as the normal piano black, especially this car also has like the exterior glossy carbon package, which includes the spoiler at the back. So it's like this normal like shark fin spoiler, and also like the side mirror casing or side mirror is in glossy carbon. Otherwise, as usual in Audi, it's built really solid. It still has also like some physical buttons down there for climate control and to turn off the auto, how can you say it, like the when the engine turns off when in idle, and also to turn off the ESC and for drive select, and to turn off the MMI, the infotainment system. So they still have the physical buttons, which is a plus point these days. I think like after around 3 years or maybe 4 years of having like a lot of touch screens inside of the car, like now we tend to understand that if you need to control everything through touch screen is not very practical. So this car is literally, how can I say it, car enthusiast wet dream when we are talking about the infotainment. And it also already has the latest MMI touch infotainment system, which was the same as the one in my e-tron. By the way, side story, a sidetrack now, e-tron is actually already returned, so we are now waiting for e-tron GT, which is coming late. So I am actually contemplating to cancel the car, but let's see. I'm gonna continue posting, and also because of my job situation, I'm gonna get the new company car. I don't think I would need the e-tron GT. I'm thinking like to cancel the e-tron GT and get like a really fun car. So it's gonna be like 2-car garage, and because of I can use a company car also for things that I do for private life. So that's why it's actually perfect. And by the way, this S5 also come with the sports seat. So if you can see, it's similar as the one in the RS5. It's also quilted, but it's not full leather. So it's with microfiber, so Alcantara, so you don't like move around. And talking about the range, I just put in some diesels and it shows 710 kilometer range, but it has been driven like a maniac. So when I pick up this car, it was on dynamic, means sport mode, right? So as it is now, the efficiency monitor says is 10 liter for 100 kilometers, and I think this car is capable to do like 6 until 8 in average. So, and if it's 10 liter per 100 and it has 710 kilometer range, I think the size of the tank should be 70 liters or 75 liters. And if the average of consumption can be pushed back to 7 liters, so this car can actually achieve 1000 kilometer with one fill. So as I say, so this is like the latest MMI infotainment system. It's the same as the one in e-tron, but this one doesn't have the responsive, like it doesn't vibrate when you touch it. It just makes this noise, which is, well, I don't know if you have used like the touchscreen from e-tron or like the one in Panamera. So the third generation of Panamera is the first one that's using the capacitive touch, so it will vibrate if you touch it. So you know, it gives you like this kind of response that actually gives you certain kind of like feeling of like, yeah, you have touched it, so it's a little bit more safe if we want to put it that way. By the way, let me turn on the car so everything is turned on and come back to life. So and this is like the gear lever S, so you know this is like an S5, not like A5 with S line. Otherwise, Audi just doesn't disappoint with the virtual cockpit. It is crisp and very responsive, I would say. Right, so you can change the display, yeah, so the phone, and this is like gonna be your media, what you're playing, and yeah, and all of the stuff. 12.8 liters. I've been driving quite fast in traffic, so yeah, that's what I said. So the average is at 10.2 liters per 100 in the last 300 kilometers. And side assist, yeah, and this is a look to the back, so you can still see something even though this is the sport back. So as I can show you, so it has door and enough space for people, for normal human, not just children, and it also has the panoramic roof. This S5 is literally almost fully loaded, and this one is actually used car. It has around 3,500 kilometers, so almost new. And this one is I think the price is 85 grand, so it's a pretty steep price for S5. I've tried to spec one S5 and I came to 92,000 euro new. But this one is used and is 85,000 euro, and I can already see from like the carbon package it has head-up display, and I need to see if it has the massage seat. Just a moment. It has the massage seat, so take a look. Right, so it has the massage seat there. You can change the just a moment, let me push it again. So you can change the type of the massage and the intensity, right? All that 85,000 euro. It is actually quite a steep price for an Audi S5, but you also need to understand, if you want to order this car new, you need to wait for at least a year. And for S5 is a year. For S6 and S7, S6 is the one like the estate A6 with in S version, so it comes with 350 horsepower diesel B-turbo and pretty much the same system and the same engine as S5. You will need to wait for 18 months if you order S6 estate, right? So we're gonna talk more about the engine because this is the party piece. So it has the V6 B-turbo diesel. Basically it was kind of like a similar setup as my Audi A7 back in the days. So I had the A7 B-turbo. Back in the days there were no competition, so my A7 had 313 horsepower with a lot of torque because it's diesel, so it's a torquey boy. But this one is actually a developed V6 from that era, because back in the days A7 competition made 326 horsepower and it can go over boost to 250 horsepower, so pretty much like this. But because this one is supported also by mild hybrid system, so it is more efficient, and also like it also remove this kind of like turbo lag, because even like in my old A7 B-turbo I can already feel the turbo lag, even though it has two turbos, so one smaller one and one bigger one. So the smaller one is actually there to help the car so to just make the whole torque range a little bit bigger. So in like a lower RPM range the smaller turbo will spool up, and then in the higher RPM range the bigger one will kick in. So of course the objective is to make it more linear, so you don't really get like this sudden turbo spool moment, right? Because it can be quite dangerous, and Audi was actually known for that back in the days. So yeah, but we're gonna talk more about that, and in the meantime I'm gonna look for some YouTube video that also like kind of like, you know, like can visualize the whole thing. But it's actually a pretty smart system, and it makes the Audi diesel engine, which was already efficient and known for its reliability, even more efficient. So this car is had to be actually the best car for the Germans to just conquer the autobahn. So if you have this car, you will dominate because it's 350 horsepower. It can go 250 km per hour, no problem. And in Germany, you are allowed to do that in certain space in autobahn, right?